Developing just a few hours ago, a federal judge now extending her order blocking President Trump's National Guard troops from deploying here to Portland. That's as both sides wait for a ruling from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Joelle Jones has been following the case since day one. She joined us live. You listened in on this morning's hearing. Joelle, fill us in.
Well, Jeff, this Trump-appointed judge found she had good cause to extend both temporary restraining orders, which were set to expire this weekend. That means National Guard troops won't be coming into Portland for at least 2 more weeks. That is, unless the appeals court rules against her. Now, there were no recordings allowed for this hearing, but just within the last few hours, I spoke with Attorney General Dan Rayfield about the ongoing case.
I am concerned. The rechargeable batteries on those blow-up frogs are wearing down. We need some time to plug those back in so we can get those frogs right out front inside of the ICE facility. That's the absurdity of the conversation we're experiencing right now.
The legal battle between President Trump and Oregon local officials heating up as federal judge Karen Immergut doubles down on previous orders, arguing small protests outside Portland's ICE facility do not justify the use of federalized forces.
We really believe that when the public sees the facts on the ground, when the judges, as a Trump appointee judge, saw the facts on the ground, it's very clear that America never intended to have the military on our streets under these circumstances.
If the higher court rules in favor of the federal government's appeal on her first order blocking the deployment of Oregon National Guard members, the judge says she'll dissolve it immediately. Her second order, barring any National Guard deployment into Oregon from other states, has not yet been appealed but was also extended. It's unclear how the Ninth Circuit ruling might impact that second order, but attorneys for the Trump administration say they plan to lift both if they win on appeal. Here's what counsel told the 3-judge panel during last week's appeal hearing.
What we need is a full stay pending appeal so that we can then immediately go to the district court and say, in light of that, the district court should dissolve that second TRO, because the second TRO rests on the exact same basis as the first TRO.
As the case barrels towards a 3-day trial set for October 29th, Judge Immergut outlined a fast-track plan to limit testimony and evidence to just 2 issues: a 10th Amendment claim that the White House overstepped state authority and whether the president had the authority to deploy troops in the first place. I asked Attorney General Dan Rayfield what comes next.
If we're unsuccessful in the Ninth Circuit, we're just going to continue to fight this thing because we believe in what America stands for, that we just don't operate with the United States military on our streets. That's why we have the police. That's why we have our sheriffs.
For now, National Guard troops will remain federalized but barred from deployment in Portland. That is until or unless the Ninth Circuit Court decides otherwise. We're still waiting on that ruling, which could come down at any minute. In the meantime, AG Rayfield tells me if or how that ruling might impact the second order. That's the one that bars troops from other states coming into Portland. That's going to be up to the judges. So, of course, we will continue to track this all very closely. For now, live in downtown Portland, I'm Joelle Jones, KOIN 6 News.